KOR display.
Right here with 360's own Tom Loeffler. Here we are, man.
This is the fourth one. I'm kind of losing the fourth one.
The Hollywood Fight Night series.
Yeah, I was just
Telling my my people, man, I love this show.
It's gonna be a great show, even more so with the Halloween
You got like the spider webs all over. Tell us about this. We got Marco Deckman on it, Sergey on it. I mean, there's a lot of people on. Talk about it.
We got some fan favorites. First of all, Sergey Boachuk. He's a training partner with Triple G. He trains with Abel Sanchez. He trains up in. He's a perfect record. 10 knockouts. Very exciting fighter. One of my favorite fighters to watch. Always action, and you know, with that knockout record, you know, he brings the action in there. And like you said, Marco Deckman, who's very popular, especially popular with the ladies. Right. Good-looking guy, very tall, and he has a lot of female fans coming down. A lot of fans in general coming down and support him. Also, all the people from the Wild Card Gym. So we appreciate Freddie, you know, coming down. And Adrian Corona, who's the son of Ray Corona, and he brings a lot of fans with him as well. So we got a lot of great fights. Jonathan Escobar.
Yeah, he's also a sparring partner.
Jonathan Escobar trains. He's actually Sergey's not a sparring partner, but Jonathan Triple G, and so you'll see him as the co-feature, and he's an exciting fighter. Ruvalcaba's on the show. Teodoro Alonso's on the show. So there's a lot of great fighters on the show, and. This has become, what the fans tell me, this is their favorite show here in the LA area. It's just such an intimate, I mean, you've seen it, such an intimate atmosphere. The ring, the seats are so close to the ring. The fighters, after they fight, they walk through the crowd, they sign autographs, they sign photos. You'll see celebrities.
Celebrities are all over. Yeah. And, I ran into Yasiel Puig walking to get a drink. I think like I was
going to get some water, and I was like, oh, Puig's right.
Yasiel Puig was here for the. You don't know who you're going to run into. Bruce Buffer came down. Michael Buffer was here. Omar Lopez was here. Omar Miller.
Omar Miller's always around.
Omar Miller from Ballers was here, and yeah, Victor Cruz. So you know, it's fun. Shannon Briggs showed up one time.
That's right. Yeah.
Vanis Martirosyan is going to come down. Actually, the guys from Big Bear, Joe Joyce, all those guys, Alex Salcedo, all those guys from Big Bear are coming down. So we'll have a big representation from Big Bear, and you know, it's
Tyson Fury coming too, because I know he's over
Tyson's
there
up there. I saw him. I actually saw him when I was up there for Ryan Martin. Ryan Martin headlined the very first Hollywood Fight Night show, and now he's in the World Boxing Super Series. So you know, we're excited about watching these progress. And Sergey, this is the second time that Sergey has been on the show, and we have some great expectations for Sergey.
No, it's a great show. This is the time to see these guys for as cheap as you can.
Give it 2-3 more years, and these guys are going to start, you know, pay-per-views and things like that, right?
These are the fights where, when they become a world champion, it's like, oh, I remember I saw him in his 10th pro fight, or I saw his pro debut. Right. And then the fans get to see how they progress, and then when they get into the world ratings, and then, you know, start challenging for world titles. So these are the fun fights that you can see the fighter, young fighter, developing into, you know, becoming a world-class fighter.
Yeah, definitely, man. That's why I love this show. I feel like we have a lot to talk about, man. So let's let's talk about it just kind of real quickly. Obviously, the aftermath of Triple G Canelo, the second one. I've talked to Abel since, you know, he was just kind of, you know, the decision didn't go our way. You guys were, you know, humble in defeat. I felt in that evening, and but you know, after watching it.
You thought Triple G won the fight?
I was gonna say, like, well, and I'll be honest with you. I scored it. I'll be honest. My feeling of the fight, just not looking at my scorecard, I felt that maybe Canelo did enough, but I look at my scorecard, I have it 7-5 Triple G. So, you know, a draw would have been fine with me, you know what I mean? But it was, again, it's just...
Either a draw, 7-5, 8-4, Harold Letterman, HBO had it 8-4, a lot of people that we know had it 8-4. But and then even when they watch the replay, Triple G does a lot of things in there that sometimes the judges miss, especially with the atmosphere. So we can't blame, you know, naturally we're disappointed in the judges' scores. But, you know, when you watch the replay and you see a lot of things that when he blocks a body shot or you know, rolls with a punch, and then, you know, those combinations that he throws a lot of things in there. A lot of times people watching it live they don't see it, but then when they watch a replay and you see the slow motion, they're like, wow, Triple G really did do that. You know, there's really no way that he won, that he lost, that Triple G lost the 12th round. I mean,
that's what I was going to ask you. The 12th round, obviously, is a
Dan Raphael put the tweet out there. Al Bernstein, I mean, they're very outspoken media members that don't really express their opinions like that. And they did a poll, like 48 out of the 50 ringside media. including you, had Triple G either winning or a draw. So, we feel that he won the fight. 1 point from one of the judges, he would have still had his titles. But, we feel so much more support from the fans now because they feel like he's the one that won the fight, and they just look at him as a still undefeated world champion. He's really the people's champion right now.
And that's what I was going to ask. Kind of what's Triple G's mindset? Obviously, no one was mad at the product of the fight. Everyone loved the fight. It delivered, over and beyond. I mean, what's kind of his mindset now, and what's the road looking like, I think, right now?
It was a great fight. It's a great fight between two great warriors with two great fan bases. You can't really find 7 rounds to give to Canelo. Even if you give him the close rounds, like I said, the most you can give him is a draw. But look, Canelo parlayed that into this big fight deal that he did. So we're happy for him. We just feel Triple G's record is blemished unwarranted because look, when you arguably won both fights, or at the worst won one and got a draw, and you only have one judge that scores for you, there's just something wrong. Canelo is fighting at the Garden now. He's fighting December 15th, Rocky Fielding. So, before Canelo refused to fight Triple G in Madison Square Garden. Now he's actually going there, where Triple G fought like 5 or 6 times, sold out the big arena twice. And so now there's no excuse why Canelo wouldn't fight him in a different location. But, that's a little bit premature. If the third fight happens, I think it's going to be great. We're going to stay in regular contact with Aaron Gomez. We're right now working on a TV deal, see what direction we go with Triple G and with the other fighters. And we're going to make the best out of the situation. There was one tweet that said, making lemonade out of clenbuterol. We're making lemonade out of a bad decision, and who unrightfully, the reason why the fans are so upset about the second fight, even though he won the first fight more clear than the second fight, is because the second fight they actually took his titles away. First fight was a draw. A lot of people didn't agree with the draw, but okay, he still remained the champion, and we got the second fight now. They actually took his titles away. So that's why the fans, when I see all the comments on social media, that's what really made them more upset than the first fight. And they say, okay, they did it again, did it one more time, and we were going around in circles. But again, we wish Canelo well. Canelo's a young guy; he's got a huge career in front of him, and we're going to put Triple G in the best position that we can.
That's what I was going to ask you. Kind of obviously follow up. After Canelo's deal was kind of done with DAZN, and it's obviously the biggest deal in sports right now for with the right.
I think there's a lot of benchmarks that he has to hit. There's no guarantees in that deal, but look, again, if you look at those numbers, if he can get close to those numbers, then Canelo's done a terrific job. He's done a terrific job in the ring, and he's getting very well compensated, for his efforts.
In Triple G, so. As Triple G are we looking like he's gonna be signing with DAZN? Are you looking at, I mean, obviously we all want the third one, you know what I mean? So I like, how likely, I guess, can I tell fans, or can you tell fans, are we going in that direction? Is the future bright?
There's a lot of strong offers out there. DAZN is very interested, ESPN is very interested. It's another platform which I can't disclose right now that they're very interested. But, it's a natural, because when Canelo made his 2 biggest paydays fighting Triple G, and Triple G made his 2 biggest paydays fighting Canelo, we set the record for the 3rd and 4th highest gate in boxing history. So commercially, it's very viable. And so, they generate a lot of interest. They generate a lot of ticket sales. They generate a lot of international television sales, a lot of sponsorship sales. So there's really no reason for that fight not to happen if both guys want it to happen. I know Triple G, he feels he beat Canelo twice, so there's no reason why he wouldn't want the 3rd fight. Frankly, a lot of fans say, okay, Canelo needs a 3rd fight to really prove that he can beat Triple G, because they don't believe that he won the decision. They don't believe that he beat him on the fight night. But getting back to your question, that whatever deal we do, we'll still work it out, where if that fight can happen, it won't be a problem from a television network side. There won't be any holdups that we have to say, well, we signed with a different TV station, so Triple G can't fight Canelo. So we don't want that. We don't want that excuse that's held up a lot of great fights in the past. And one thing you have to say, whether you think Triple G won or whatever you think the results are, you got to give both Triple G and Canelo credit, because they actually did wind up fighting each other twice. Triple G put his titles on the line. Canelo put a lot of his legacy on the line, and they actually got in the ring and fought each other twice. There's a lot of fighters out there talking about fighting each other, and that never happened. So that's one thing. Regardless if you're a Triple G fan or Canelo fan, at least they agreed to fight each other. Canelo a little bit delayed after he gave up the WBC title, and after it got suspended, it got delayed on the second fight. But at least the bottom line is they actually met in the ring 2 times, and so you got to give both guys credit for that.
It's kind of my last question. If it weren't Canelo next for Triple G, I mean, the Charlo brothers are busy.
Canelo next for Triple G, that I can guarantee, because look, Canelo's fighting December 15th. Triple G's not waiting for Canelo. He's not waiting for Charlo. They're both fighting in December. Charlo's getting some steam. He's got a good social media presence and following, but we're working on Triple G's fight, and whatever we can work out on that, then we'll just try to figure out if we sync up the schedules to see who would be the next one, and if there's a third Canelo fight, how we can make that work.
Well, I'm definitely, as a fan, I'm happy to hear that the wheels are in motion, at least somewhat. You know what I mean? So
always turning.
Always. Yeah. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Tom, for having us for this show, man. Can't wait for tomorrow, man.
Right. And don't forget, we haven't announced it officially yet, but December 8th.
Oh yes,
it's going to be the last HBO show. Cecilia Breckhus is going to be on the show. Chocolatito Gonzalez is going to be on the show. We have a lot of great fights on the show. Looks like it's going here to the LA area. So once we have everything finalized for that, we'll make the official announcement. But I didn't want you to sign off before knowing when the last HBO show is going to be.
Tomorrow's interview is going to also be awesome with the costumes, man. Looking forward to that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the costumes. Yeah, there's going to
costumes tomorrow.
A lot of good-looking girls that show up for these fights. So we're going to see some interesting costumes for tomorrow night.
It'll be fun. Thank you so much, Tom. Appreciate you, sir.
All right.
Thank you, brother. Always good to see you.